Blue Mountain Mystery. Thomas was pleased as puff. Today he was helping to shunt trucks at the Blue Mountain quarry. He loved spending time with his little engine friends. Suddenly a little green engine raced out of a tunnel. Quick as a flash, he was gone. "I've never seen that engine before," thought Thomas. Thomas asked his friends about the little green engine. All the engines made silly suggestions, or said they were busy. Thomas was very suspicious. Thomas kept seeing the little green engine, but he always raced away. Finally Thomas caught him. He said his name was Luke. The little engines were protecting him. Luke had done a very bad thing. "I'm afraid I'll have to leave Sodor if everyone found out," he said. "I arrived at Sodor by boat," explained Luke. "There was a yellow engine too. I wanted to be lifted out of the boat first. As they lifted me, I knocked the yellow engine, and he fell into the sea." Luke was very sad. "When they pulled him out of the sea, he was all rusty and ruined," he sniffed. "The yellow engine was never seen again." Thomas decided to look for the yellow engine. Engines don't just disappear, he thought. He puffed all over the island, but didn't find anything. "I'll ask Cranky," he peeped. "He would have lifted the engines at Brendam Docks." At the docks, Cranky was as cranky as ever. "Can't you see I'm busy?" he moaned when Thomas asked about the yellow engine. "All I remember is he had a broken light and I couldn't understand a word he said." Thomas beamed. He knew who the yellow engine was. Thomas raced to the steamworks. "Victor, were you the yellow engine?" he asked. "Yes, my friend," said Victor. "I was the yellow engine." Victor was painted red after he was pulled out of the sea. Thomas raced back to the Blue Mountain quarry. He told Luke that he had found the yellow engine and that he was happy and healthy. "Thanks for solving the mystery, Thomas," peeped Luke happily. Soon they were best of friends, and Luke, the little green engine, never had to hide again.
Every day down in the quarry, work so hard. Haul that load, careful, don't hurry. Everyone plays a part, but deep inside the old tunnels, someone hides away. Too scared to come out and see us, and too scared to say his name. Come on, sing along.